Alright, what up? This is Jay Dragon, and I'd like to welcome you to the Dragon Den. Well, this is usually made for people that do like foam and stuff like this. It's pretty thick when you look at it through the on the toothpick. I had to water it down with too thin, and that way I could sit right there and mix it up and put it together like I'm showing you with the little rough draft I just did, and shook it up and put it in an airbrush. And I was sitting right there. I got these shoes from Goodwill, so what I do is I'll sit right there and I'll trim off a piece off of one of my magic erasers, and I will sit right there and put the fingernail polish remover on it, and as you see, it made it look white. It got rid of most of the stuff, but what it didn't do is get it all off, but it gets off more if you're trying more. But I didn't need to try that much because I was going to put a layer of this FX paint on it, and this is pretty good stuff. It flexes, it goes with the plastic. You use this for like costume cosplay and stuff like that, and the paint holds up really well. Since it flexes, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to use it, and it turned out pretty good. So what it did was I hit it with 4 or 5 coats after I thinned it down enough to go into the airbrush, and then came around and did this stuff. And then anyway, right now we're going to sit right there and we're spraying it down. I'm coming up with the stencils for the butterflies, and I'm putting the first layer is on black, and then I'm going to freehand it right afterwards. So what I wanted to do was stay far enough away to hit it with some small coats. That way it wouldn't bleed right through to the other side on the stencils. So the stencils would not have that excess bleed through. Because sometimes you can spray it on too thick and it would sit right there and bleed right through the tape of the stencils. So that's why I tried to alleviate that by sitting right there and just hitting it with soft coats and a longer distance away, and doing it more like 3 or 4 times, maybe even more. It all depends on how you want to go about doing to it. So some of it did come up, but not all of it came up. So I'm learning that this stuff would be better if you sit right there and put a little more if you would put some well, anyway, I was sitting right there trying to get ready for the paint, and I was trying to get the paint ready, which I was watering it down so that it'll thin it out, and I could sit right there and come up with darker and darker places and lighter places. I just had to hit it with like 5, maybe 6 coats of it. That way it would darker out the shadow areas and percent out with the lighter areas, which would give it its depth and make it look like it had more shape than it should have, or show where the shades are hitting. And I wanted to hit it with some adhesion spray. I didn't do that, but this was basically a learning curve and trying to figure out what I could do and what I couldn't do. So adding the extra paint on it, and I have sit right there and I've taken and pressed down as hard as I can and tried to put creases in it, and it seems to hold up. So it's a pretty good idea. I got a Rust-Oleum plastic primer, I think is the name of it. I can't remember it offhand, just like I couldn't remember the adhesion spray a while ago, and I almost forgot it again. But anyway, these are a product that I'm going to use on one of my next croc shoes, and I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all liked it. Like and subscribe. Do all those YouTube things that we love y'all to do, and I appreciate it. But I'm sitting right there. There's pearl blue on the Angelus paint, and I love using this paint. So what I did was water it down a little bit and hit it up on the sides and lighten it up where I wanted it. I wanted to give the little butterfly a little bit of depth, so I made it purple at the top where the shading was, so where it was dark at. So I also sit right there and put tik-tok on it. So what I did was made a symbol, sit right there and cut out the areas with the symbol, and had the areas where the lining was. I did it with the blue and purple that the blue and pink that I had. So I sit right there and figured out how I wanted to do it. I sit right there and set the colors up, and guess what? It still bled through. Even though I tried to alleviate it, even with a brush, I put thin coats of this stuff on it, and still it bled through. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it's all about trying. So basically, the tik-tok didn't work out as well as I hoped, and not too much longer after this, my heat gun messes up on me, and then I can't use it no more. Not too long after that, and then, well, I always got a backup. But anyway, we're sitting right there. We're going to do the tik-tok symbol. We're going to finish out the lining and stuff like that. And I'm not going to say this is the end all be all. You can sit right there and use this, paint over it, then go use your crops. I'm just trying to sit right there and say that it works okay. I'm not saying it works permanently, but this was a good try, and this was just a test basically for this stuff. And let me see this. I learned it from listening to two different YouTubers. Odin with his stuff with the flexing, he uses it sometimes, and there's this one that was talking about using it to thin it out, see if it would work in the air spray. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but I appreciate their help, because it's what gave me the idea to sit right there and see if this would work in products of shoes. So basically, after the tik-tok comes around, I had to sit right there and get some more white paint, detail around it. I also hit up the blue and pink that I had and have it on there. And then later on, we're going to sit right there and hit it with a glossy coat, high glossy coat on Angela's gloss. And then what I did was I took the back that says Crocs, and I sit right there and made it more like a bronze copper color. So, and it turned out really well after that. So what I wanted it to look like was, I got these from Goodwill. I got these, and my niece, she liked the butterflies tik-tok. You should know, and if you look it up on one of my old videos, putting a tik-tok symbol on Crocs, that this is the same person that these shoes are for. So when I finish them up completely, that's who it's going to, that's what it's for. And like I said before, getting a little ahead of myself then, because I thought I was closer to the end. But anyway, I would like you to like, subscribe, and all those YouTube things that we love to do. And I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always do your art, practice, test, and do all the things that we need to do so we can learn and get better. And that's all I can say. Thank you all for watching. Alright, as you can see, this is what I got so far. The whole thing is done to the way I wanted it to. Now, it looks pretty good. I like the way the butterflies turned out. You can see some shapes. I think maybe I went a little bit overboard with the lines and started doing little purple dots. I thought that was a good touch, but it came out pretty good. Regardless, it still looks good. I wanted to put the shading looking real good on the blue, and having the shading look real good on the purple, and having the dark purple and stuff like that. I just wanted the shoe to look at its best. It took a while with the tik-tok symbol, the butterflies, and then I added the bronze or copper symbol, and I hit it with a gloss coat too. I think it looks good. It gave it another type of thing to go to the crops other than the white and all that stuff. It felt like it added something more, and I hit them with a glossy coat, because I thought it would help out with the shininess of all the colors that I used on it, and metal flake colors that are in the stuff, and I think it looks good. And if any problems arise or cracking anytime soon, I'll find out. That way I'll let y'all know if it's a no-go or it's a good go. But I might just try another test later on another pair of shoes, and we'll find out that way if it comes down to it. But I like these crocs so far, so tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like them, like, subscribe, and all those YouTube things we love to do. And this is me sitting right here saying, keep practicing. That's what I do. That's why I do these tests, so I can get better at doing this type of stuff. And I go through some of this stuff so that y'all don't have to sit right there and go through some of these problems. And y'all can find out new ideas through what I do and test it out. And if it works for me and it works for you, it's a good thing. And if it was, do that. Like and subscribe for this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.